Hey, I'm Markwell,
Hey, what's up? I'm Trevor,
and
and this
this
is
the
the
huddle,
huddle.
man. Another great week of preseason, man. We can get to see a lot of players, but it's just exciting because we know we're getting closer to the season, Trevor.
I
I
know.
can't wait. Can you
Bro, I cannot wait. You be counting down the
count
weeks,
down?
man, because these preseason games, man, like it was cool because there
Hmm.
wasn't nothing else
It
on
it
for
just
a
gets
while,
you
but
hyped. It's like a teaser, like an appetizer. You
mhm.
know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, we need to get these regular season
I
games
can't
going
wait.
sometime.
Can't wait for that.
Fact.
But I was in Vegas this weekend, Trevor, trying to figure out who should I put my money on to win the Super Bowl. You know?
Hey man, I honestly I don't know, man.
I have
It
no
seems
clue. It's
like
it's really wide
it's gonna
open this
be
year,
crazy.
right?
Yeah. It's a lot of teams out there that can win it, but also it's a lot of question marks out there on some teams
So
too.
many
So,
question marks. Like
mhm.
the most consistent team right now, well, the most consistent too with rollover and stuff like that are the Bills and the Chargers. I would say, like
Mhm.
they're the most predictable about what's going to happen with their teams because they got the most returning. And they had probably had the best additions, I think, because like the
Mhm.
Bills got Von Miller and they pretty much got everything coming back.
Yeah.
The Chargers got who did they get, man?
Khalil Mack
Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack. That's all
and
they
they
back
got a
because they already had a
corner.
squad.
They got a corner
They had
too.
a corner too.
Yeah, I forget his name, but he's like one of the good corners in the league.
Hmm.
Um, and also those teams like they don't really have no injuries that I know of,
Yeah.
at least.
Right
That
now, knock on
yeah,
wood.
like right now, yeah. Hold on, let
I
me.
will knock on wood. We're not gonna grant it now. You know what I mean? It's nicer. It's nicer.
living nice over there, man. Living
Man,
nice.
you know what I mean? Nah, but last week, like I said, I was heading to Vegas, but some
Hmm.
some really bad news came across my phone before I headed out.
Oh,
Went
yeah,
in to get a haircut, man. Get a little ESPN alert. I didn't really look at it. Then, of course, when you go to the barbershop, most of the time they have like ESPN and stuff on. So I look over
yeah,
to the right and I see Tyron Smith has a torn hamstring. It's gonna be out for months.
yeah.
Trevor, what are the Cowboys gonna do?
I don't know, man. They have that rookie that they drafted though that's gonna
Tyler Smith.
replace him.
They
Yeah,
were
so
they were looking at put him at they really wanted to put him at guard, not tackle. Like
hmm
they want him to take like Lale Collins, uh Connor Williams spot. Just be right beside Tyron Smith and hold it down and don't get a whole bunch of holding calls.
yeah,
But tackle is left tackle is his natural position. Like that's they're trying to move him over. So I guess he could hold it down right there, but who's gonna take the spot that he was gonna fill? You know what I mean?
yeah. So that's honestly that's the question. And
Mm-hmm.
there's been a lot of line issues, especially in the NFC with the
Mm-hmm.
Packers got their stuff, Bucks got their things going on, and now the Dallas Cowboys, and that's already after the Dallas Cowboys were trying to like revamp the offensive line and get back to where they were a
Mm-hmm.
couple of years ago. But honestly, I feel like they're gonna figure it out. It might, slow some stuff down. But I feel like Dak and the offensive coordinator, along with, getting Zeke and Pollard and going,
Mm-hmm.
um, I feel like they're gonna figure out the protections and how to shift and do things like that. And then along with CD Lamb, I feel like he's gonna have to step up big too. So
If
I
he
think,
steps up
mhm,
big, then it could kind of lower the impact of
mhm,
missing someone. And if Zeke has the year that I think he's gonna have, because he's got his body looks right. He's healthy. He looks
mhm,
like he's ready to play. He's looking shifty. And if he's able to have the season that I think he's able to have, then it's not gonna hurt as much. Because as long
yeah,
as we all we really need is 3 or 4 yards out of Zeke every run
yeah,
consistently and puts us in a good position. Like we're not behind the change, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And we still have Zach Martin on the right side. So I remember the year that Dak was out, they were just running Zeke right behind Zach Martin and
Yeah, that's how they,
shit,
man. Zeke was like a
what's
bowling ball, bro. He was just like
man, it was
rumble
crazy.
forward. He would fall
Yeah.
for it every
His only
time.
problem that year was the fumbles, remember?
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
And we
But
also had Tony Pollard. So I think that that change of speed is going to help a lot too. Because I
Hmm.
know a lot of people look at the Cowboys and they say they think Tony Pollard should be the starting running back and stuff, but a lot of people don't realize the attention that Ezekiel Elliott demands when he's in the game.
Yeah.
Like they're bringing 8 people in the box and daring Dak to throw it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
When Tony Pollard's in this game, he doesn't get the same kind of respect. That's kind of why he gets a little bit more space when he's running. It's not as
Hmm.
many people in the box, and they're not focused on the run really. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like Zeke, I think he's done well, especially last year. I thought he did
Mm-hmm.
really well.
He
A
started off
lot of
really well
people
too.
say, yeah, a lot of people say, he fell off, but I mean, he still had 1,000 yard season on
On a
less
torn
carries.
ligament on his
Yeah,
knee.
on a torn ligament, but also on less carries.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember the yards per carry though.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like above 3 yards
Okay.
per carry though. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
but
And
well, yeah,
it's good
somebody
that
will
he
figure
doesn't
it
have to
out. But
take his. It's good that he doesn't have to take as many carries because
hmm
it makes him last longer. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it'll running backs are like probably the position in the NFL that lasts the least. You know what I mean?
yeah,
They have the lowest average amount of time spent in the league.
yeah,
So you want to be able to save him and use him when you really need him. You know what I mean? Like
exactly,
Zeke
exactly.
is, Zeke is most effective at the end of the game when you got the lead and he's just beating down the defense. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. And I do agree that Zeke is gonna have to play a big part, and I do expect him to take a step forward from last year. But I mean, a lot of people are talking like he's washed or something, and
Yeah, I
I
don't
just
like the
don't
way to
think
talk
that
about it, but
I don't think that's the case.
I think a lot of the time that it factors in with his contract. Like he's not
Mhm.
getting the production that they think his contract deserves, but his contract was unprecedented. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
never running back got that kind of money before.
I understand that.
No running back started the way Zeke started though. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
also, what a lot of people forget, we're talking about the line problems. Ezekiel Elliott is a great pass protector.
Yeah.
I've seen him
Exactly.
light people up coming in and try to get Dak. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's very valuable in a running back.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Most
man.
definitely.
So we talked a little bit about the Cowboys weapons that they have and things that they'll be able to use with Tyron Smith out. But let's move over to another team with a lot of weapons, a ton of weapons, the Miami Dolphins. How do you think Tua is gonna fare with all those weapons? Do you think like his game is gonna rise, or do you think he's not gonna be up for the challenge? Like, how do you think the season's gonna go?
I think his game is gonna definitely rise. I mean, anytime you add weapons like Tyreek Hill, you have Jalen Waddle, you have Waddle, you have
Cedric
the run,
Wilson,
yeah,
my
Cedric Wilson,
boy.
yeah, from from the Cowboys, and you have the running backs in the backfield, and I believe their offensive line is good. I think that's just gonna add to what he did from last year. Now, I think a lot of people are on both sides, like way on each side of the spectrum. Either people say
Hmm.
he sucks, or people say,
He's a
he's,
beast.
he's a
He's the
beat. Yeah, he's
best.
gonna do
Yeah.
great. And honestly, most people are on the side of like he sucks because they
Hmm.
remember how he looked the past few years. But I mean, I feel like he's gonna rise, and I think he's gonna take steps forward. I don't think he's gonna be going crazy, but
Hmm.
he's gonna do enough to where I think that team can be competitive and make some noise.
Yeah, I think he'll be somewhere in the middle, but at the same time, it's gonna look a lot better because
Hmm.
things are gonna be a lot easier and a lot simplified for him. He's not gonna have to make big plays down the field. He's
Exactly.
gonna be able to throw short passes and his receivers make plays, things like that. He's got good escapability, so I don't see him the pressure getting to him very much. But I just think it's gonna be an average season, but everybody's gonna see it as like he's playing so superb. Like
Hmm.
I know he was 6 for 7 in the preseason, and he had the one incomplete pass was a shot down the field to Tariq Hill, and he couldn't get it where it needs to be for the
Yeah.
DB not to be able to touch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think his arm talent is on that of like a Patrick Mahomes, Aaron
Hmm.
Rodgers, but when you have a weapon like that, it doesn't really matter, you
Yeah,
know?
and that's what I'm saying. Like people are on both sides of the spectrum. I think people are expecting him to like, or they compare him to like Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers or people like that.
Hmm.
Whereas, and I get it, he's a high pick and all that, coming from Alabama and all the hype that he had. But at the same time, you got to understand where he's at, and where he's at is, he's a little above average,
Mm-hmm.
and but he's still really good, and he can, with those weapons, he can do very well. And I believe they have a really good tight end too. So
Mm-hmm.
like you said, all he has to do is keep it simple and let his playmakers make plays. Don't
Mm-hmm.
turn the ball over, and he'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. But now since we're talking about quarterbacks, let's go over to the one down in Tampa. A lot of people have been expressing worries about just like Tom Brady's focus. He doesn't seem like he's all there right now. He's got some stuff going on. Is that something to be worried about, or do you think he can just flip on the switch when he needs to and get it done?
I don't worry about that with Tom Brady, and I hope everything's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Don't really know what the situation is, but we hope everything is all right with him and his family and things of that nature. But
Mm-hmm.
um, I don't think it's gonna be like a concern when once the season starts. Maybe they'll get off to a slow start. I will tell you what I am concerned about though. My pick for them to finish first in the
Yeah, I told
NFC
you. I
South.
told you.
So like that compiled with um their offensive line and things like that, that does
Mm-hmm.
give me a little bit, get me a little bit worried about that. But in terms of Tom Brady being there, showing up and performing, I don't worry
Mm-hmm.
about that at all.
Okay. Yeah, I am actually kind of worried. Like Tom Brady's the GOAT. He's the greatest quarterback in history. He's gonna be that for a while. I think
Mhm.
Patrick Mahomes might be able to get him. We started a little early. Yeah, I
Maybe,
mean,
maybe, just maybe.
but we we me and you have both been on a lot of teams, and we've been with a lot of players, and a lot of the times when players don't reach the potential or like the heights that we see for them, it's usually why because of focus,
Distractions.
focus, and distractions.
Yeah,
Distractions kill attention to detail, and attention to detail is what wins championships. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't say the Brady focus is the only reason I'm worried, but that coupled with the other issues that they have, like as far as like the line and things like that, I don't think it's a good recipe. You know,
I
now,
understand.
I don't think they'll have a terrible season or anything like that. Thing like that, but I don't think they'll be Super Bowl contenders
Mhm.
by the time we get to January either. You know,
You don't think it?
they'll be a wild card team, I believe.
Yeah, you don't think it's what it could have been without everything that's
I
transpired.
mean, I never had super high expectations for this Bucks team,
Mm-hmm.
but Tom Brady's always been one to exceed expectations. So,
Fair enough.
but I just don't think they'll be able to do that this year. They'll meet my expectations right on the dot. I believe they'll be a
Fair enough.
wild card team. They might win a playoff game, but if they matched up against the Packers or the 49ers or the Rams, I
Hmm.
don't think they will.
Yeah, and I see where you're coming from with the attention to detail thing, and I think that's where that's the pendulum that swings. Is
Mm-hmm.
it could go either way, because I feel like Tom Brady is one of the best at attention to detail. That's what makes
Mm-hmm.
him, one of the
That's what makes him
greatest of
him.
all time. That's what makes him him.
Him and Neutron.
And yeah, yeah, man. And I think that he will be able to overcome, these things and be that Tom Brady because of that. But
Mm-hmm.
if not, like you said, that's what it's gonna probably come down to. So I think that's the where it is, whether he's gonna go great or it's not gonna be as good as it could have been. So
Yeah. Yeah, we got a little quarterback battle out in New York, Trevor. Who are you going with? Well, both of these options. Well, I'll say I really do like one of the options, and I don't like the other one. But
yeah,
who would you go? Who are you going with if you're the Giants coach? Tyrod Taylor or Daniel Jones?
Tyrod Taylor. But
Easy, right?
yeah, Tyrod, like right now, I feel like Tyrod is a better quarterback than Daniel Jones. But
Always been.
we know, especially in
When you
professional
invest
sports,
your
even
picks.
college sports, and sometimes in even high school and below, when teams pick a guy or they pick somebody,
Hmm.
they invest a lot of resources and um, money
Tom.
to them, time
Yeah.
into them, they're gonna give them every single opportunity to
Yeah. To, to prove
succeed. Yeah,
they're worthy of what everything
yeah,
they spent on them, man.
yeah.
But sometimes, Trevor, you just gotta cut your losses
That's what I'm saying,
if you
man.
want to
Like,
win or if you want to compete in NFC East. Because like
all right, is
Giants don't
it?
have a
Yeah,
terrible team; they just have not a
no,
good quarterback.
not at all, man. Tyrod, in my opinion, is it. He's a veteran. And I feel like Tyrod is one of those players that if
Hmm.
he was in the right situation, he could have done a lot, or his career would have been, better
Hmm.
than what it is, even though he's had a
He has
really
a
good
lot of injuries
career.
too.
Yeah, he had a lot of injuries and things. So I feel like if some stuff broke a different way, he would be, a
I
really
won't
good
lie,
quarterback.
Trevor. If Tyrod Taylor is their starting quarterback, the division just got a little tougher because they
Probably,
have the
I think
talent
so.
elsewhere.
I
They
think
have
so.
pretty
Yeah.
good defense. They got Saquon Barkley,
Hmm.
Evan Ingram. Like they got some players, but
Yeah.
they ain't got nobody who could take care of the ball.
I understand that, man. And like you said, that those players, they have to prove that they are not it beyond a shadow of a
Hmm.
doubt before they take
Yeah,
them out. So
yeah.
that's the issue.
Or they might be tanking to get one of the quarterbacks in this draft coming up because this is a pretty good
Possibly.
draft. So
Yeah, no, you're right. You're
we'll
right.
see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But Trevor, we got some breaking news finally. The Jimmy G sweepstakes is over. He
Done.
just he just signed a brand new 1 year deal with the 49ers that ensures that he will be on that team this year, and afterwards he will be a legit free agent. So he signed a 1 year deal with a no trade clause and a no franchise tag clause. I've never even heard of that, but I know exactly what it is.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
guarantees that they can't franchise tag him after the season.
yeah, yeah.
So that really goes to show how much the 49ers are all in with Trey Lance that they would do that for their backup asset. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because like even if Trey Lance don't pan out and he hits that free agency, he ain't coming back there after you did that to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Nah, because it makes sense though, because
Hmm.
a lot of the teams that were in the market, I don't think that they were willing to give up as much as the 49ers wanted for him,
Yeah.
or maybe the money didn't work out, or things like that. Because
Hmm.
either teams, and I feel like it's tough for quarterbacks nowadays to find homes. Like if you're in that position like a Jimmy G, because a lot of teams either have a young quarterback that they're really trying to develop and get right, or they have a quarterback that they believe in. Um,
Facts.
so the quarterback field, I think, is getting more competitive, in my opinion.
Hmm.
So it makes sense that he, ended up staying where he is, and the 49ers and making that deal.
And everybody has to remember that quarterback is the most important position on the football
Yeah.
team, and it's the hardest to find a solid or elite person for. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
but
Hey, did you check out any preseason games
no, I didn't see
this
any,
weekend?
man. I didn't see any guys in Vegas,
Yeah, man,
man.
you was
I
going
saw I
crazy.
saw a little bit of the Cowboys game. They had it on, but that's about
Mhm.
it. I
Yeah,
know Will Greer had 2 touchdowns.
yeah,
His completion percentage didn't look that good, but I didn't get to see the game, so I don't know if it was because of him or if it was because the receivers were dropping passes or something. You know what I mean?
yeah. No, I understand that.
But
The
also, we have the
Steelers
cut day
played.
coming up.
Yeah,
Cut
yeah,
day's coming up tomorrow.
yeah. Something like that. But I did see the Steelers play
Hmm.
yesterday, and they played the Lions. And the Trubisky played very well, I thought, for the time he was out
So,
there.
so
So
you still going Trubisky over Pickett?
I think that they're gonna go with him to start.
Okay.
I think they're gonna go with him to start, and we'll see how the season goes.
That's usually
Maybe
how it
Pickett
is when you
will
have a
get in there.
veteran quarterback. It's their
Hmm.
job to lose rather than the other guy's job to win. You
Hmm.
know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and I don't know if you saw, but Malik Willis, that throw he did,
Hmm. I didn't see it.
you didn't see it. You got to check it out, man. That was an elite throw, man. That was like Patrick, or I mean, not saying he's is Patrick
I
Mahomes or
think
anything like that,
Malik Willis
but
is really, really good.
yeah, no, he is.
Do we think he's gonna start?
I think he's gonna get that position by the end of the
Mm.
season, bro. I
Will
feel
they
like
have
he
it the
will.
first game now?
I don't think it's gonna happen the first game. I think
Mm.
Tannehill's gonna have, but I think Malik Willis has a very good chance to start this year. If not, he's going. It's definitely gonna be a QB battle next year, at least
Yeah,
at the least. So yeah, check out that throw, man. It was pretty elite, man.
I'm
It
gonna check
was.
it out. I'm
Yeah.
about to throw a hard question at you right here, Trevor.
All right, let me hear it.
Is this gonna be Mike Tomlin's first losing season in Pittsburgh? Got injuries to Watt this weekend and the
Oh,
receiver
why got injured?
Johnson.
Hmm.
Two players injured.
How long? Because they have another week.
I don't know what the injury was.
I'm gonna say he's gonna keep that record alive, man. I've said before,
Even
like
if
they might
CJ
have.
Watt has like an extended injury, like he's missing like a month or two.
I think so, man.
He
Because he
misses half the
finds
season, you think
they
they can still win?
his teams find a way, man. Like I remember the past few years, they've been depleted or they've had not as great talent, and he still finds a way to get to 500. So
Yeah.
I think so. If it is a year, then maybe probably this year. But
Hmm.
since they, getting that quarterback change and trying to get all these different positions straight, but
Yeah, I think he's gonna be all right, man.
yeah, I think they're gonna
I can't
find a
see
way.
Mike Tomlin not having a winning season, man.
At
He's the
least 500,
greatest
man.
coach in football, I think.
Yeah, and you get that extra game, so
Hmm.
maybe yeah, I would. Yeah, I think he'll get it. I think he'll
If he
get
had Tom Brady, he had 10 Super Bowls.
it. Yeah, he would. He would.
Any other news, Trevor?
Not that I can think of, man. I do want to get your opinion on Hard Knocks. I think next week is the last episode, probably.
Okay.
So I
We
want
could
to see
we'll probably do another
get your review
episode
on
this week for the people after the cut day.
it. Okay, sounds good.
We can do one like probably Wednesday is a good day.
Okay, sounds good. But yeah, I
Cool.
do want to get your review on Hard Knocks. See what you
Yeah.
think. Get
Every episode I watch so far, I get a little bored. I gotta go back and watch. I watched the first two. I gotta go back and watch the
yeah.
third one.
It
I
ain't
wasn't
like
really
the
paying attention.
Cowboys, is it?
Mm-mm.
It ain't like them boys when they
Not
just.
the marketing. The marketing side of Jerry Jones is just different. You know what I mean?
No, you. That's true.
Their owner would never eat a McGriddle and put salt on it. You know?
That's true, man. Hey, man. Now he is a marketing genius, bro. Because first take,
First take down there. Yeah,
yeah, they be going down there.
it's crazy down there too.
Keyshawn Johnson told a story about like why they do training camp where they do training camp because the
Hmm.
media has to travel there and it's focused on them. And then uh that whole thing with Stephen A, man, he plays it perfectly, man. Him and Stephen A, they do really great job.
Not only do they do training camp out there for the media, but because the weather, it wouldn't be feasible
Hmm.
to really do that in Texas. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
You have to practice indoors every day
You're right. You're right. So
or early morning.
yeah. Nah, but now we'll talk more about that though. Sounds
Cool.
good.
Yeah, I'll catch up on those two episodes and we'll talk about it next week.
All right.
Cool. All right, Trevor, man.
All right, man.
We enjoy everybody for tuning in. And as always, if you like this, like the video, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, man. And you can hit us up on Instagram if you want, if there's anything you want us to talk about, any topics y'all want to hear about, things like that, man. So as always, tell a friend, tell a friend, and tell a friend, and we'll see y'all on the next episode of the Huddle.
Peace.